to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
If we knew more about our sleep, what would we do differently? Would we go to bed at a consistent time or take steps to reduce interruptions to our sleep? With the all-new Sleep Score, Apple Watch measures your bedtime consistency, interruptions, and sleep duration. Then, every morning it combines these factors into an easy-to-understand score from 1 to 100. So you'll know how to take the quality of your sleep from good to excellent. Introducing the new Sleep Score on Apple Watch. iPhone 11 or later required.
Hi, it's Adam here, and this is another nested loop hypnosis session, and I was working with a group of people to demonstrate how easy it is to create levels of dissociation. It's something I call the Inception induction, inspired by the movie Inception. And what they did is they gave me 6 very random places, from things like Yosemite National Park, the Eiffel Tower in Paris, things like ancient Egypt, and looking down here, a speedboat and Middle Earth from Lord of the Rings. And what I did in real time is kind of fuse them all together to come up with a useful, empowering hypnosis session. And that's all in this recording that you're about to listen to. So if you like the idea of nested loops, or perhaps you want to learn more about them, I'm going to have a link in the description where you can get access to the full presentation. So if you are interested in kind of how to do this stuff and not just listening to it, check out that link, and then you can watch various presentations, videos of me talking about this kind of stuff. And this is really useful for anyone curious about learning certain techniques. Nested loops are essentially stories within stories within stories. My way of doing it is levels of dissociation. So if that's of interest, check out that link. But for now, find a quiet, comfortable place where you won't be disturbed, relax, and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe in, just allow your eyelids to close, and with your eyes closed, notice how easy it is to focus on the sound of my voice. Breathing in relaxation, exhaling tension. Each breath takes you deeper and deeper relaxed. Become aware of the temperature in the room, the feeling of any clothing on your skin, the pace, the rhythm of your breath, and even the subtle sensation of a pulse or a heartbeat, taking you deeper and deeper relaxed. And as your body relaxes, your imagination awakens. And I wonder if you could imagine one of those antique globes. You know the ones. The ones on that brass axis that you can spin and see anywhere in the world. And I want you to imagine spinning it. And as it stops, stare into the shape of North America. And just allow your fingers to imagine the sensation of any mountains, landscapes, and find a place there in North America of outstanding natural beauty. And I want you to imagine that your finger is touching the sensation of a large section of rock, almost monolithic. And just imagine that by touching it, your whole consciousness travels down your arm, down your fingertip, into that location. And I want you to imagine how it would feel to suddenly be there in Yosemite National Park. And I want you to imagine blue skies, sunshine. I want you to get a feeling, a wonderful feeling of feeling at one with nature. And I want you to imagine seeing something inscribed there on the rock. You can't quite make it out, but there is definitely a word or a phrase inscribed on that huge monolithic rock. But I want you to imagine, for some reason next to the rock is the entrance to an elevator. It shouldn't be there. There's no buildings. And yet there is. Imagine pressing the button to call the lift. And as it arrives, just imagine stepping into the elevator. And just imagine pressing the top floor. Feel the sensation of your body as it takes you upwards, all the way to the top. But when the elevator opens, you find yourself right at the very top of the Eiffel Tower. Imagine it's nighttime, and I want you to imagine seeing the incredible lights all throughout Paris. You're seeing the river, you're seeing everything there. And I want you to get a sense of perspective. From such a high place, I want you to imagine that you start to imagine a new perspective on your own life. And I want you to imagine a cookie jar there. But inside the cookie jar at the top of the Eiffel Tower is not a cookie, but a resource. And you're not sure what that resource is yet. You just know it's a resource that would be very valuable and useful for you. But I want you to imagine, for some reason, connected to the very top of the Eiffel Tower is what looks like a water slide. And I want you to imagine how it would feel to launch yourself down that rapid water slide, swooshing and whooshing all the way down. And you would think you would end up at the bottom of the Eiffel Tower. But when you get to the bottom, you find yourself in ancient Egypt, surrounded by the Sphinx, the Grand Pyramids. And I want you to imagine no one else is around, and you have direct access to the Pharaoh's tomb. But inside this tomb, there is no curse, only a blessing. You are yet to receive the blessing, but you know the blessing is coming your way. And there, in the Pharaoh's tomb, I want you to imagine seeing a miniature city. A city, a small version of Cairo, but I want you to see the Euphrates River there in that miniature city. And for some reason, there's a tiny speedboat there on the river. And just imagine shrinking yourself down so that you arrive there in the speedboat and you start to speed along the Euphrates River in ancient Egypt, and everyone around is looking at you like you're a wizard, a magician. What is this power that you possess? And as you observe people looking at you, assessing that you are powerful, that you have something that they don't have, I want you to ask the question, what do you have that is powerful? In fact, more powerful than a speedboat. And I want you to imagine that that thought will return to you with clarity. You are powerful, not by what you have, but by what you can do. And just imagine the terrain is changing. There is a bridge. It is ancient Egypt on your side of the bridge, but on the other side it looks strange, ancient. And the moment you pass under the bridge, still in your speedboat, you find yourself in Middle Earth. Imagine that you are surrounded by different species you've never seen before, dwarves, orcs, and even elves. And I want you to imagine pulling the speedboat up to what seems to be a dock in an elvish kingdom, and you are welcomed. And the leader, perhaps a queen or a king of the elves, gives you something powerful, a glowing potion. This glowing potion is filled with elvish magic. It amplifies your sense of purpose and your ability to impact the world. Imagine drinking that magic potion, feeling with absolute certainty that your gifts are amplified. You say goodbye to the elvish royalty and already feel something changing. I want you to imagine getting back into your speedboat, going up the river, finding yourself there in ancient Egypt, still connected to that feeling of being powerful, maybe knowing what it is that you do or have or know that creates that power. And just imagine taking that speedboat all the way into ancient Egypt. That's it. Seeing the Great Pyramids, climbing out of the boat, leaving the Pharaoh's tomb. And as you leave, I want you to imagine seeing what looks to be like a water slide. I want you to imagine that you can slide up the water slide just as fast as you came down and find yourself all the way there at the top of the Eiffel Tower, in which you see a cookie jar. The cookie is just a Trojan horse for a resource. As you eat the cookie, you absorb the resource that you need most right now. Maybe creativity, maybe confidence, maybe self-belief, maybe ambition, maybe peace, or something else. But as you eat the cookie, you feel the resource amplifying within you. And then you see the elevator arriving. You walk into the elevator, press down, and when you get all the way down, it opens back in Yosemite National Park, And you've been curious all along about that inscription carved into stone, a message that you needed to read, something that was written many years ago, but you were meant to read it, and you do. And you will either know what it means, or your unconscious will reveal it to you later. And then imagine how it would feel to see a giant finger on top of that giant rock. And as you look at the finger, just imagine traveling up the finger into your own body, staring down at a globe, feeling a wonderful sense that you've been on this incredible journey within your imagination, a journey of thoughts within thoughts, ideas within ideas, and dreams within dreams. But it's time to return, taking all of this wisdom, insight, gratitude, and resourcefulness with you. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Just wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes, connect and calibrate into the here and the now, as I now count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.
Oh, Hilton stay, your beds are soft and cozy. No lumpy couch, no stiff futon, no shower line at crack of dawn. Oh, Hilton stay.
When you want holiday comfort you can count on, it matters where you stay. Enjoy comfortable rooms and friendly service when you stay with Hilton instead. Save up to 25% this season when you book with Hilton. Hilton for the stay. Terms apply.
Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode of The Hypnotist. If you've enjoyed this episode or got some value from it, please give it a 5-star rating and review. And maybe you know someone that would also benefit from this particular episode, in which case share the episode with them so they can also get the benefit too. And if you would like to listen to this episode where it's just the hypnosis, so no intro, no outro, no explanation, just the hypnosis and completely ad-free, there will be a link in the description where you can subscribe at a very low cost and only get access to the hypnosis. So if that's of interest, please check that out. Thank you again for being a regular listener of The Hypnotist, and I'll see you again soon for more.